Alright, hello everyone. Today is Sunday, July 13th, 2025, and for the first time since WrestleMania, we're going to have a WWE Premium Live event on a Sunday. And what is the Sunday Premium Live event, you may be wondering, and especially because we're going to have another Sunday one coming up in August, coming up with the two-night SummerSlam. Well, this is WWE Evolution. The first time in a long time, the second titled WWE Women's Only pay-per-view. It's going to take place later tonight, 7 o'clock down in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, it will be streaming at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, 5 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Pacific. To go into the more specifics, 3 p.m. Alaska, 2 p.m. Hawaii. Streaming exclusively on Peacock in the U.S. and on Netflix internationally. Now, I want to mention something. Maybelline is the sponsor of this? What is this, 1999? I don't know, guys. I'm just like... Are they going to randomly say maybe it's Maybelline or something? I don't know. I'm just having too much fun with this. Okay, so to count tonight per the WWE website, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 matches tonight. For the Battle Royale, if I really had to pick someone right now out of that whole match, it's going to be pretty tricky, right? So in terms of who I think could logically win a Battle Royale, I know I'm going to have to go with preference here, but something tells me it's going to be either Nikki Bella or Nia Jax. I don't know. They've been hyping up Nikki Bella's return for a while. I don't know. I could see something coming out of it, but in terms of everything else here, yeah, I think we're just gonna get right into the matches. Sorry. Okay, this is the one I'm really excited about because this is actually going to lead up to the championship match taking place at SummerSlam. Now, obviously, we know that Miss Money in the Bank, Naomi, is taking on one of her dreaded rivals, Jade Cargill, when she snapped at her months ago. Your special guest referee is going to be Bianca Belair. This is a pretty tricky match to predict here because there's a lot of bad blood with these women. We've known about it for months, ever since what happened at the Elimination Chamber way back in February. So I think this is going to end up being a no decision. Somebody's going to get disqualified. There's just way too much bad blood between these ladies. But I'm telling you right now, Naomi could cash in tonight. I would not be surprised if she did. Which gets to my next point. And obviously everybody knows that this lady is hot right now, and everybody's talking about her every single day, making comparisons to Sabrina Carpenter. Come on, we're talking about Tiffany Stratton taking on the Hall of Famer Trish Stratus. Okay, this match randomly happened, but I guess we're not. But the thing is, the talented Tiffany Stratton, who's been champion now for almost 8... Well, right. She's been champion now for 7 months. She goes into the pay-per-view in New Jersey. That makes 8 months that she holds on to the belt. So I'm thinking possibly things go a little bit south. Does Naomi cash in tonight? That's a good question. I'm debating if she might, because it could be interesting, Set up a triple threat match with the lady who won the Queen of the Ring, Jade Cargill, right? Could happen. But just for discussion's sake, I'll just say that Tiffany retains. You can't take the belt off Tiffany now. you got to figure out a good game plan for Naomi to cash it in. Because at some point, Naomi is going to cash in her briefcase. I mean, what are you going to do? Make her have a failed cash in attempt? I don't know. I'm just like, why? Okay. Jade JC taking on Jordan Grace. Come on, we're going to have a new champion tonight. Jordan's going to win. They've been hyping her for a while on the NXT brand. It's obvious. Come on. Jordan's going to win. I wouldn't even be surprised if it leads off the pay-per-view tonight. Okay, next up, we have the Judgment Day. And in a very important thing here, we have a fatal four-way match to decide what's going to happen here. So we have Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, the Judgment Day, taking on the team of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, the Kabuki Warriors of Asuka and Kairi Sane, and the NXT ladies, Sol Ruka and Saria. I don't know. They've been building up Charlotte and Alexa lately on the SmackDown brand. I'm just going to say it. I think it's going to be Charlotte and Alexa tonight. Now, how can these two get along as a tag team? They've been showing some stuff lately on SmackDown where there's miscommunication, botchamania. Maybe the botchamania has worked out, but come on. Get with the picture here. Sol and Saria are not winning major championships and bringing them to NXT on Tuesday nights. It's just not happening. Maybe down the line I could logically see the Kabuki Warriors getting a shot. I don't know. I mean, I could see Alexa and Charlotte obviously making appearances on Raw Monday nights on Netflix, but it's just so tricky, you know? It's... Okay, now that we've gone through half of this card already, we got to go to Raquel Rodriguez. Oh, my bad. We already predicted that one. We're going to go to Becky Lynch taking on Bayley, taking on Lyra Valkyria. We have a triple threat match, huh? Look how the dialogue has gone between these three ladies for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Look, I think there's a lot of bad blood between Lyra and Becky. I thought maybe down the line Bayley would get a one-on-one shot, but I don't know. I just see Becky logistically retaining. I don't know why. I mean, Becky's been doing good work as a heel lately. She's been putting in the effort. I mean, look at her husband, for crying out loud. Seth freaking Rollins is Mr. Money in the Bank again. So, these two are secretly a power couple in the WWE. Everybody remembers that storyline a couple of years ago when Becky and Seth were in mixed tag team action on the old WWE network. I specifically remember that. Okay, so, Becky retains. I'm sorry. I just don't... logically, I just don't see that happening. Come on. Give it a picture here. And then lastly, I think this is going to be the main event of the night. I think they're hyping it because they keep talking about Rhea Ripley. So, I think in the long run, I think they're building up something where Rhea and, call me crazy, I think Rhea and Liv are going to have a rivalry at some point. I'm not saying it's going to happen this year. I'm saying it could go well into next year once Liv comes back, because I'm still going with this crazy theory that Liv Morgan's going to receive the loudest pop that she's ever gotten. She's going to turn against the Judgment Day, and Liv's going to prove to everybody that she's the best in the business, because I still think Liv is the best in the business. I think her and I think Tiffany are like the two hardest women that are in this women's division right now. They put the work in. They're young. They're relevant. They're going to be in this business, in this industry for a very long time. So I think what will happen is, I think the lead up to this, you got to let Rhea win the belt tonight. And I think at some point in 2026, I know I'm thinking far ahead, maybe Triple H is already thinking like me too. Maybe deep down he's thinking, how could we get Liv Morgan back on top at some point in 2026? Maybe it starts with Io Sky losing her belt. Unfortunately, that's how this wrestling business works. Oh yeah. I think this will be your main event tonight, and I think Rhea wins. Because you know they're going to keep the belt on Rhea. They probably want Rhea to hold on to the belt going into the Australian pay-per-view. I think the Australian pay-per-view takes place in October, if I'm correct. Because they keep I don't know. I keep seeing it every week on Netflix. They keep talking about this big Australian pay-per-view. John Cena's going to have his last match in Australia. I don't know, guys. It's just complicated, you know? And by the way, on a non-related note, before we wrap this up, I heard a rumor, I think it was on Friday, and I think Sean Ross at Fightful Select was reporting this, that apparently John Cena only has 6 matches he's going to be competing in for the remainder of the year? Okay. That's what I heard from Fightful Select the other day, but you're only hearing it from me. And besides, think about it, guys. We'll be back in a couple of weeks anyway to predict the 2-night SummerSlam pay-per-view. There's just so much between NXT last night, between the main event on NBC last night, between tonight, and then you got this whole big gap of wrestling coming up. And then you have another pay-per-view in Paris after that. It's crazy. How much pay-per-views are we getting? It's just, I don't know. It's starting to feel like the good old days where Vince McMahon would just put these random pay-per-views and, But I will say this, I am glad the Sunday events are coming back. I mean, I've been complaining about it for a while, but hey, at least WrestleMania is not 7 hours long like it was in 2019. Trust me, you got to spread out these events. So yeah, I think that's it. Once again, pay-per-view starts tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern. And I will mention legally, you don't have Peacock and you're stuck with Netflix, try to get a VPN. You'll thank me. Go with Nord. Go with Express. What's the other one I can think of right now? I think it's Surfshark. Yeah, those are like the 3 I can recommend. Because they are legal, they're safe, and you can, you don't want to spend the extra money on Peacock. Hey, can't blame you. Especially if you want to watch The Office on Netflix still, VPN's the smart way to do it. So that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the pay-per-view tonight. I don't know if I will, because this is just going to be this. The only good thing is, there's no Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. So at least Paul Levesque was smart to do the pay-per-view now. Right? And then think about it. Home Run Derby tomorrow. I mean, MLB's on the All-Star break. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching.